What is going on, my loyal noobs? This is Trebus with SC2 Noob School. Today we're going to be looking at a game between OGS-HerO and some Zerg player who we don't care about. We don't care who he is. We're going to be watching HerO, and we're going to look at his early and mid game against a Zerg player and how he reacts to certain scouting information. So the first thing we are going to notice is that HerO is going to go for a Forge Fast Expand. Very standard on this map. It's really pretty much the standard Protoss versus Zerg build, if the map can accommodate it. Going Nexus first, all fine and dandy. The first thing he does that is important to his endgame is trying to hide a probe. Notice he sends out a second probe. Obviously this one's going to get lost if your opponent is reasonably good and you don't hide that probe real early, then yeah, he's probably going to get lost. So first thing he's going to do is hide this probe over here. He is watching for the third base. Basically, Zergs can react a couple different ways whenever they see the Forge Fast Expand. They can try to break you, or they can try to take a third base. That's pretty much what they're going to do most of the time. So it's really nice to be able to have something to scout for that third base, because then you know a little bit more about how to prepare. Because oftentimes you cannot scout exactly if some kind of all-in is coming. It can be very difficult. However, this is something you can definitely scout. So HerO sees that, and then he knows basically that he does not, that he needs, okay, here's where his mindset changes. At this moment, he knows that the Zerg is planning on just building a ton of drones. Okay, he's getting a little bit of gas, but you see just now, 6 minutes into the game, he's adding his first geysers. Ling speed isn't even close to happening. He's going to build a ton of drones. A Protoss player has a lot of difficulty matching that kind of drone production. With a Zerg being able to get queens up and getting that third base real fast, it's very hard. So HerO knows right now he needs to do something to prevent the Zerg from getting a extreme amount of drones, and he's going to do two things that I want to focus on here. First thing he does. This was a typical Forge Fast expansion, whatever. I've made videos about it. I will link to it, maybe, if I remember to. Alright, so he's going to do two attacks. The first attack is a 3 zealot push. Basically, he's not even getting any sentries out of these gateways quite yet. He feels confident that no attack is coming, so he doesn't even need them at the moment. Just going to chrono boost out 3 sentries first, while also getting a Stargate. Notice he even delayed. He actually got this Stargate before he even got Warp Gate research. So let's watch this first attack, and we're going to watch from the Zerg's perspective and see how many drones he has to not make, or cannot make, because this attack is coming. So the Zergling sees some zealots coming out, so there's 10 Zerglings coming out. Just keep in mind that each 2 Zerglings you see is 1 drone. You see 12 more Zerglings coming out. Basically, he's making a lot of Zerglings. We have 21 Zerglings out on the field for 3 zealots, so that is a good trade. Notice he's also starting Ling speed. He's starting to get worried about that, and at the same time all of this is going on. Okay, we're gonna watch this. This does not have to do damage. In fact, most of the time this probably will not do damage. The damage it's doing is economic damage by denying basically the ability to make drones. Then the second thing that's gonna happen, notice the Zerg player actually did scout this Stargate. So the Stargate's going to have, since it was scouted, it's going to have a slightly lower chance of actually doing any damage. And the Zerg player is able to get some Spore Crawlers out, getting extra queens coming out. Well, not yet, but he's getting Spore Crawlers, and so that's pretty good. He's got 2 queens down here already. So he's going to be well prepared for that. But still, that is still doing damage to the Zerg player, because if he had not done that, if he had not made these Zerglings, this entire base would be fully saturated, the gases would be running on it, and HerO would be in a pretty disgusting spot where the Zerg can just outpace his economy by him trying to go Forge Fast expansion. So, I'll go ahead and go back and show that. He basically runs the Zealots in, they deny a Spore Crawler, and then they just get surrounded by a bunch of Zerglings, and just a few Zerglings go down. Not really any damage done, but you didn't even need to do damage. Let's look at the drone count right now. BAM! He is ahead in drones on a Zerg that went for this super quick third against his Forge Fast Expand. That is exactly where you want to be, and he didn't even have to kill anything with those Zealots. Awesome. So now we got the Stargate harassment coming in here. Let's see how much damage he does here. Targeting the Spore Crawler was probably not a good choice. There's already Queens out. He loses the Void Ray pretty much instantly. Phoenix is still alive and kicking, but without his Void Ray buddy, this combo is much less potent. And this is just now when he's actually lost the worker advantage, which is pretty remarkable with Zerg's ability to make drones. This is like the point in the game. I'm going to basically end right here. We'll just say he didn't spend a lot of time getting tech. He's getting some sentries out, a couple gateways, I guess what, 5 gateways, and he's going to be getting charge here in a second as well. But he did very well to match the Zerg on probes up into the about 50 probe level, maybe 45 probe level. And then at this point, Hero's going to make a decision about the end game that I will briefly just look at but not talk about in depth. The main points of this video I wanted to show was just how to deny those drones in the early game, because this point right here, basically up until making this expansion, there's a lot of decisions that Hero could have done that involved, you know, not getting this fast third. You could add on all kinds of different tech. Getting the third is an option, throwing down just a ton of warp gates and doing a big push or upgrades. You know, there's a lot of things that could be done, and I don't want to focus on that. How are you guys liking this slightly more long form, slightly more in-depth analysis? Let me know in the comments. I've been mixing up the kinds of video content lately, trying to see what sticks. So you can see Hero does this nice little bit of basically just continuing to make Phoenixes. That's all he really did. Since he's not going in any strong tech route right now, he's getting, yeah, charge and an upgrade, but that's not a whole lot of tech for being on 4 gases. Just keep on making Phoenixes, and it basically continues this idea of forcing the Zerg to do something, either to make units or Spore Crawlers or whatever. This time the choice is Hydras. Alright, so I'm going to end this right here. If you try this out on the ladder, let me know. I'm interested to see how these builds work out for you guys. And yeah, keep on giving me feedback in the comments. Let me know how you like this long form videos as compared to kind of shorter stuff. Alright, thanks for watching. GG guys.